So we know that we can click on the gear icon and go to the developer episode. And then, okay, yeah, this is where we were left. We wrote a first class. Okay, all right. And before that, let's see what is a class and what are the class. When we say like class, what is class? So a class is what is class? A class is a bundle of events and actions. Okay. Events and actions. It's a bundle. You might wonder, okay, what is the meaning of events and actions? Say, for example, let's take an example of booking a flight ticket. Okay, let's take an example of booking a flight ticket. Booking a flight ticket. What are the things that we will be doing? Hey, can you go on mute? I hear some background noise. If you can go on mute, then hey, I have to share the recording videos of the development. I will share it with you, Salman, and Sai. I'll share like last class and even the today's class. Okay, so let's talk about booking a flight ticket. What are the events that will happen for the booking a flight ticket? Either you will do a new booking, right? Or you will get the existing booking. Or you will cancel the booking. Or you will update the booking. These are the only things that can do. So these are all the events that can happen, right? These are all the only event that can happen related to the flight ticket. Nothing else can happen. You can create a new booking or existing booking, or you can cancel the booking, or you can update the existing booking. These are the only things that can happen. So these are all the events that can happen. And I said it's a bundle of events and actions. So there are some action needs to happen on the events. Like for example, when you do a new booking, what you will do? You will ask for, okay, hey, can you give me your first name, last name, and source or departure. I would say like departure. If you want to fly from New York to Washington, or from California to, from San Francisco to New York, the departure is going to be a San Francisco, and your destination is going to be the New York. And you will ask for the date, what date you are flying, and then you will ask for how many passengers. You will also ask for what is the return date. So I'm just teaching you in the real-time concepts, meaning it could be in any business requirement. So in that way, you can easily understand and you can easily connect the dots. So these are the only things that can happen. But all of these are called a data, right? So with this data, this is the event new booking is going to happen. You have to perform some action. That is going to be called a method or function. Some function should happen related to these fields to do a new booking. Okay. So when you do a new booking, you have nothing. You'll be asking the information from the passenger. What is your name, last name, departure, destination, date, how many passengers you're traveling, and return date. And you'll have to have some actions happening based on this data. Something should happen based on the data that they provide. That's where you will create a method for the new booking or method function. This is called the action. Okay. We know these are all the data. Each data will have the data type, right? We already talked about it, like, what is the data type here in the last class. Each data will have the data type. If you see here, The first name is going to be of string, and the last name will also be a string. Departure, will also be a string. Destination will also be a string because this is San Francisco, SFO, and the destination NYC, New York City. Date will be a data type called date. Number of passenger will be the integer. You cannot put A, B, C. It will be like 1, 2, 3, 4 passengers. Return date, again a date. So we can map the data with the data type. Now you know what is data type, what is data, and what is the event that is going to happen, and what is the action that you're going to, what are we going to action? Something is going to act upon this data. What is that it's going to act upon? You're going to write a logic to use this data to create a new booking. Is it all clear? What is class? What is data type? What is data? What is method? Meaning some action. I'll teach you in the code how what is the method and all that. Is it all clear?
Yes.
Okay. When we do a new booking, you need to get some confirmation, right? You need to tell your visitor, like when you go to the Expedia, when you go to any airlines, you go and book the tickets, and they'll give you the confirmation, like, hey, this is your confirmation code for your future tracking purpose. The future tracking purpose, they'll give you the, and give back a confirmation code. Confirmation code they will give REE334GX, something like that. This is the 8-digit code that will give the confirmation. When you want to call in future, hey, I want to update, I want to cancel my reservation, you need some code to provide to the agent. That is what this is, the confirmation code. When you get this confirmation code, you know, okay, I booked my tickets. That's what the confirmation code is giving. So this action, using this data, this event is happening, and you are providing something back as a result of this action. When this action happens, or when this event happens with this data, we are returning back something, and this is what it is called as the return type. Return type from the method. So the class is nothing but a combination of events and actions, and the events and actions will manipulate the data, and you will have the logic written in your method or function, which is called the actions, and then you can have a return. You can return something back. That is called the return type. Okay. Now this is easy, right? New booking, we did it. Let's talk about get existing booking. So when you're talking about the existing booking, I already told you, in order to get the existing booking, you need to give something, like, you know, what will you give to pull my existing booking? When you call customer care, what will you do? They will first ask, what is your confirmation code? When you give the confirmation code as RESG434GX, this is going to be the input. So any action can have without any input, or it can have input. If you see here, these are all the input for this action. Once you provide all of this, only the new booking can be created. If you don't provide, they will not ask you to submit the form. Hey, I need to know what you're booking. You tell me the departure. This is something like, you cannot go and say, hey, buy me something in the mall. I say, like, you know, hey, Sai or Salman, hey, go and get me something, guys. You'll ask me a question, dude, what do you want me to buy? I give you the money and tell that go and buy something. Something doesn't mean anything in the world, right? You tell me if you want a shirt, or you want a car, or you want a toy, or you want a shoe. You just tell me what you want to do. That's exactly the same thing. We need to trigger, hey, do the new booking, and you give me the input. And only then system will understand, oh, okay, I got all the inputs. Now I have all the inputs to do the new booking. I'll perform that action, and I will give something back to you. This is the return type. The same thing. The input is going to be the confirmation code you are giving. And then what will they give? They will give you back. They will return you all the itinerary details. Once you give this confirmation code, they will say, oh, yeah, I got your pull up your account. And you're flying from San Francisco to New York. And you are like 4 passengers. And you're traveling on this date. How can I help you? That's what they will say, correct? So even if you want to cancel the booking, you just give this input, and then they will say the confirmation code, it's cancelled. And then they'll say this information like, updated. Okay, even the same thing. You give the confirmation code, they will say that it's updated. This is going to be the input. So the concept here in the class is you give something, with that data, some action is happening, and then it's returning back something. Is it all clear? What is class? What is data? What is data type? What are actions? What are events? Clear?
Actions would be cancel booking, and update cancel booking would be an action.
Right. Cancel booking, get existing booking, new booking, update booking, everything is an action.
Updated. What is an event? Like
Event is like you're doing the flight booking or you are updating.
got it. Okay, got it.
You are dealing with your flight details.
All right. Got
So
it. And all these.
this is the class, and then you're going to do the action. Say, for example, let me write a class, simple class. And this is our simple class. Okay, my first class. Okay. Similarly, let me say like, file, new, Apex class I'm writing. I'm creating like some data manipulation. Okay, some data manipulation. And I'm saying that, okay, integer a equal to 1, integer b equal to 2. Okay, and then what I'm saying is, okay, add a plus b. If you see here, I'm saving this class. Okay, so okay, so I'm just saying that, okay, these two are the integers, and then I'm going to add this integer. So this is the data manipulation. That's the event that I'm going to do. And what are the things, the manipulation I'm going to do? I'm going to perform the add action, and I am giving two inputs, a and b. Okay, so you cannot give like a plus b here. I'm just giving integer a, comma, integer b. Okay, I'm giving to this method, and then I'm declaring integer c equal to a plus b. See, there's no error at all. Okay, the variable does not exit a underscore. Okay, I had a typo here. A plus b. Okay, let's take this as an example. This is the event, and you are doing the action add, and you are giving the input a and b. You have to tell always the system what is the data type. I'm telling that this a is of type integer, because system doesn't know what is a, what is b. You have to tell what type of is that. And then this is the assigning operator. I'm assigning equal to means like, assigning operator. I'm assigning the value 1 to a, 2 to b. And then a and b I'm giving, and then I'm asking to add the value and then put it in C. Okay, and then here I can go and say system dot debug. That's just to print the value. Okay, added value is C. Right? I wrote a simple class, very simple class. Any question on this? You know what is event, what is data, what is data type, what is action? This action is nothing but a method. We call it as method or function. This is the function. Function, something is happening in the function, right? What do we call in the regular world function? Function means happening. What is happening here? Yes, I'm getting these two people are coming inside, and then I am merging them, and then I am printing it. Some function is happening. So any class is the bundle of data and the method. This is called the data, and this is called the method. It's a encapsulation. It's like a capsule. Look up the capsule, you'll have the medicine inside. Similarly, this is the data, this is the class, and then it's capsuled with the data and the method. Is it all clear?
Yes.
Sai?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Now let's see, how are we going to trigger this class? How can you create the trigger this? How can you get the output of this class? I know how to write the class. Now you know this is the cloud-based. Type, when you type, you can see the problem. You can save it. When you save it, if you don't have the error, there will not be no star mark and there will be no problems. Okay, you are all clear with that. How do we manipulate? How do we execute?
Sorry, I just want to interrupt you. How we get the output of it? Like
That's the next step I'm going. That's the next step.
Okay.
How do we see the output? I write a logic. How do we see the output? Right? Okay. So you can always go here and open the window, anonymous window. Okay. In order to test your class from the developer, I'll tell you, we have multiple ways. I want you to start off from the scratch so you can understand, and then you can understand better. Okay. So how do we execute this class now? So now I'm going to teach you the concept of object. Now you know what is class. Everything you know. Now you know what is, now you need to see object. What is object? Every class will have an object. What is the object? So the object is the copy or blueprint of class. Object is the blueprint of class. The class is like a template, and then the object is the copy of it. Okay. Say for example, you can create multiple objects from a single class. From one class, you can make a multiple copy. How do you do the copy in your how do you go to the FedEx and then do the copies? You can make 10 copies, 15 copies. How many copies you want, you can make a copy, right? Exactly the same thing. You can create the object, as many object as you want from the class, and then only object can trigger the data or data and method from the class. Okay. So basically, in the technical terms, they will say object is an instance of a class. It's an instance is the blueprint or the copy of a class. It's an instantiation. Okay. And let's go back here. How do you create an object? Now the next question is, how do we create an object? We have the class, how do we create the object? Okay. So you know the class name, right? You have a class name, and then you can name the object whatever you want. It could be donkey, it could be dog, it could be cat, or it could be Karthik, or it could be city, it could be anything. Just one variable, you need to name the object. I'm naming it as like, obj1, okay, equal to new data manipulation. You're making a copy with, how do we make a copy? We need to make a copy with the keyword called new. Okay, so instantiation, this is what it's called as instantiation of the class. Instantiation of the class. Okay. New operator. Okay. Now we know this is the class, this is the object, equal to new class name. That's why you call the object. Now you created an object. You can create as many objects you want. Object 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, all the things. However you want, you can create. We'll come back to that. Why do we need the two objects or anything like that? Now, what did I say? Object can trigger the data and the method. So let's say this object, right? obj1 dot method. So always the method will have to be have it a bracket, open bracket, close bracket. Okay. So it has the object dot bracket and it has a close bracket. Okay. Well, let's take an example. Let's take this one out first. Okay. Okay, got stable. Okay. So now all I'm doing is I'm creating the object, and the object is triggering my method. The method is called add. That's it. Then I'm trying to execute. If you want to see the log, what is happening, you can check mark here, open log, and then always whenever you test the code, I recommend, and then it's a best practice to have the logs. Only then you will get to know what's happening in your code. What is the flow of the code? Click execute. You see here, these are all the logs, the execution logs. Okay, but when you go and click on the debug only, you can see whatever you printed. Okay, whenever you use the debug only, you can go and see, like, whatever it's printed. Otherwise you'll have to go and search for it. So it will be, so what it is doing is, like, it's calling the service, it's calling the manipulation, data manipulation class, and it's executing the code, and then it's getting the data, and then it's doing the and then it's printing the value. The user had put the debug statement, I put the debug statement, and then it's, before that, it's calling the method. So it's even giving the time frame, like, if you see it here, uh, like it started off with 00354, and then what is happening, what time it's execution, and what time it's returning on all the results and everything. It's printing it, and then it's getting out of the system. So if you just click on this, you'll be able to see the output. You see the output, added value equal to 3. This is exactly what I had here, added value equal to 3. This is the output. So how are you calling? I'm calling it from the object. What is the object? Object is the copy of your class. How can it make a copy? Using the new keyword. Object class name, object name equal to new. Okay. Is it not clear? Hello?
Yes, yes.
Okay. So now you know what is class, what is data type, what is method, what is object, how to create the object, how the object can trigger the method. Okay. You can write as much as logic you want. For example, you can write, like, as many methods as you want. Like, for example, public void subtraction. I'm calling, like, subtraction. I'm just writing like b minus a, and then system.debug subtracted value to d. So if you see here, okay, I have two methods now. We'll just go a little bit deeper. Before that, you can have as many methods as you want. Okay, now I'm calling only add, and if I execute, you will still be able to see only 3. It's executing, and if you see the debug only statement, you'll be still execute, you'll see only 3. Okay, so if you want to call the subtract method, What do you need to do? You need to call object one dot subtraction. Now I'm trying to execute this. Now you see two values. One is the addition 2 plus 1, 3. And the second one is 2 minus 1 is 1. Okay. But if you don't call this, you might have like so many logics and you can only call what you need. Like for example, the same thing. Think of now let's come back to the real-time scenario. This is the flight bookings. And then you have the new booking and you have the cancel booking and you have the update booking. It really depends what the user is making a call. When the user clicks on new booking, your logic, this code will be executed. When the user is going to cancel the booking, this code will be executed. It really depends upon what method you are calling. You can have all the logic in one class, and you have to just trigger based on the requirement. When you want to cancel booking, you go here and then do the cancel booking. When you want to do the new booking, you go here and make a new booking. The new booking will have a different function happening here, different actions happening here, and the cancel booking will have to have a different actions happening here. But it's totally two different requirement. You call only what is needed and when it is needed. Does it make sense? You can have all, this is what is called encapsulation. You make it as a capsule and you use it whatever you want. It's all bundled together with the data type, and the methods. Does it all making sense?
It is.
Okay. Now you're saying that, hey Karthik, you have added the 1 and 2 here, but what happens like when we want to give the data, when you want to give the data to the method, like it is always 1 and 2, right? You don't want to have 1 and 2. Like for example, when it is new booking, it's not like always Karthik is going to book the ticket. So I can book the ticket, Salman can book the ticket, anybody can book the ticket, right? So it has to be dynamically changed. So what we need to do, think of the logic, put some thought process. We have to give the value here, not the here. Here it is called hard coded. It's all permanent value that we gave. Here we need to give the value. Based on that, it can give us it can do the action. Let's take an example. I'm just going to make here, that is called a method argument. So we know what is new operator, we know what is method, and we are talking about method arguments. So I'm just having like integer a comma integer b. So whenever you give the input to the method, you have to give the data type also. What type of data you are providing, you need to give that. I'm providing like integer a and b, and then a and b is added here to the c, and then c is printing it. Okay. Now let's take a look. This is called argument. You are providing the argument to your method. Okay. So when I go to debug, open, and then when I execute, it is going to throw an error message. What is the error message? Line number 2. Line number 2, column 6. Method does not exist or incorrect signature add. Whatever the signature that is here on the 6, whatever the signature add is doesn't match. You don't you having it empty, but you are having the signature as 2 arguments. So it's telling that the signature doesn't match. So I cannot trigger this add. You please match the signature. So what do? You go and tell, okay, I can declare here now integer. It doesn't mean that you have to have the same variable name. See here, I'm going to have integer value 1, integer value 2. Okay. Now I'm saying like, value 1, comma value 2. Okay, so it has to match the data type, that's all. If you provide the integer, you have to get it as an integer. If you provide a string, you have to get it as a string, otherwise it's going to throw an error, like the signature doesn't match here. Both two integer needs to be given as an input to this method. So all it expects is two integer. I'm giving two integer. Now
So
here
we won't write integer A or integer B.
it's second, sorry.
We won't write integer A or integer B in here. We just write the integer. Or I'm confused.
No, what I'm saying is, okay, listen to me carefully. Here this method needs two values. Their data type is integer. So I'm saying like integer A and integer B. Okay, you need to provide two values. That's what I'm providing, value 1 and value 2. What I was saying is, I don't want to mention it as A comma B. You can even mention A comma B. You can even mention Karthik comma Sai, or you can even mention like San Francisco comma New York. It doesn't really matter. You can put any variable you want here, but they'll have to be of type integer. That's the rule, because
Integer.
you see, if you put like if you don't put like integer, and if you're declaring it as string as an example,
Then it would be an error.
yeah, value 2, I'm trying to execute. See here, method does not exist or incorrect signature. You are passing integer and string. Okay, so this method either doesn't exist or it's an incorrect signature. So you have to go and look at the signature. Oh, okay, these two are integer, but I'm passing integer and string, which is wrong. So I have to pass it as integer and integer. Okay, now you give the value like 5, 10. This is like variable declaration. We have seen in the first class how what is a variable. Variable will have a data type, and then you declare the value. Okay, now if you see, it will work. And then what is the output? The output is 15 and 1. The output is not 3 here. The output is 15 because you are giving the input from outside. When you are calling the method, you are giving the value. What value you are giving? 5 and 10 you are giving. It is not going to take the default one, A and B here. Okay. So when you want to have, imagine this is the form. Connect the dots. Imagine this is the form. This is the form in the website. First name, last name, departure, destination, date of travel, everything. And you are giving all the values here to this new booking. And then you are saving it in the database. And then it will create a new booking. Are you able to understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
So tomorrow, if sorry, not tomorrow, somebody else is accessing the form, they will provide their own data. So dynamically, you are passing it into your function. Like, these are the people who are coming in and then do some action. These are the data that is coming in, do some action. It's not hard coding it here. Okay, so this is called the argument. You're passing the argument, and then your argument will get manipulated here.
Mm.
That is called as the argument, method argument. Any questions?
No.
All right. Now we need to see. I told you, right? What is it? Now we know what is class, what is data, what is data type, what is method, what is argument, how you can pass the argument. The next thing is we have been learning about what is the return type. What is the return type? So when we're talking about the return type, what do we need to do? Now, whenever you are writing a method here, if you say void, which means it doesn't return anything. Void means empty. It returns empty. Okay. If it returns something, you'll have to have the return type here. Okay. Now it is void. Let's take an example, A and B and C. Okay. I'm going to change the return type here as integer. It has a problem. See, It's taking some time to load. Let's see. So when you have the return type as integer, this function has to return something, right? If it is void, you don't have to do anything. If it is like this, you don't have to do anything and it will get saved. I'm saving it. It's still saving, okay? I think I'm having some poor internet connection. It is still saving. Let's wait, let it get saved. Now, if you want to see it through the administrator console, whatever the right code that you write, you can even be able to see it here. Go here, and if you see the develop, you can see the development, or you can even search for the Apex. You can see the Apex classes, custom code. You can click on the Apex classes, and you can see all the list of classes that is available here. Okay, so your Apex class name was data manipulation, right? So you click on D, you can see the data manipulation here. And you see it here, whatever the code that you saved from the console, it will get saved here. You can even write the code here. Okay, there are two ways of doing the development, three ways. I told you the tools, Eclipse, VS Source, last class. One way is using the developer console. The other way is you can write the code here. You can even edit here, and then you can write your Apex class here. Okay, so let me see. Let's go to the developer console. Oh, it is still saving. Okay, let's see. Okay. Okay, I think I did it from there and then it's causing the issue. Okay, anyways, no problem. I'll just copy this and then put it there. Okay, go here. And this is the class, right? Edit here. This is also a good exercise. So we have multiple ways of doing things. Delete, copying it. What am I doing? I'm having the integer I. Okay. See here, it's not doesn't get compiled. What does it say? Missing the return statement required. Return type integer at line 6, column 20. In the line 6, you're saying the return type is integer, but this method or the function does not return anything. It's just printing the value. You have to use the return statement. It has to give something, right? Somebody is coming and they're telling that you will give, but you're not giving it back. That's a problem. You're promised that you're giving it. You're giving the integer back, but you're not giving. That's the problem. So the way it has to be here is return C. You have to return the C. So this is the method signature is I'm giving two integers. I do some functions or manipulations, and I am returning back this integer. The integer is nothing but, see here, I have the integer as C, and then I'm returning the C. And then now if I save it, when you save it, it gets compiled. You see here, it got saved.
Hey Karthik, I have a question.
Go ahead.
This return C, anyhow, it's in output, it's giving us the answer of C, value of C, right? Then what's the use of?
Yeah, the output anyways, it's giving a C. That's a very good question. Why are we returning the C? I don't want the output to happen here. Like say, for example, I don't want the output to happen here. I just want to get the value back. And with that value, I can do something outside. Okay, I'm returning the C. And if you see it here, you can go to file and you can open the classes from here. Okay, you know how to open the class now. I'm returning the C, but the reason I don't want to print it here, I want to print it here, and I want to do some more manipulation. For example, if I'm just calling this object, okay, and then I want to say, like, if returned value is greater than 15, I'm okay. If not, add 5 more to it. Remember, you go to Costco, you have a membership card for the Costco, and they tell that, okay, I have like membership fee is $110. You know what? We'll give you 2% cash back. They'll give you the basic membership. They're saying, okay, so they're saying the Costco. They're saying basic membership is cost about $55. And premium membership cost $110. And they will tell that we will give you 2% of cash back when you are premium membership. For basic membership, we don't give you. Okay. And then you ask, hey, you are thinking, okay, with the 2% cash back, if I at least make $55, I'm okay, because that's equal to the basic membership. I'm getting 2%, and if I get if my 2% of the cash back comes $55, I'm good, because anyways I'm going to pay 55 for the basic membership. If I make more than 55, like if I make 95, this is too good. In that case, I get all the 95 back. Okay, how much I'll be paying is the premium? I'll be paying hardly $15 out of 110. I'll be paying only $15 as the membership, because this 2% cash gives me like $95 in a year, right?
Yeah.
Say for example, in 1 year you are on vacation and you are able to make only $25. Okay, as a cashback. Now you will think, oh man, why did I get this 110? I should have got 55, because I'm losing a lot of money. I'm got only 25. If 110 minus 25, I'm paying the membership as $85, right? Instead, I should have just got $55 and then have the membership. I wasted $30. If you go to Costco and tell, hey guys, 2% cashback came, only $25. Unfortunately, I was not able to make it. And they will say that, oh, you know what, guys, don't worry about it. We are going to give you the difference. What is the difference? $30. Because this 55 is must. You should at least pay 55 to the membership. You thought you will get 25%, 2% cash back and get more money back, but you are not able to make it. You got only $25 out of cash back. Okay. So you don't have to pay $85 for the membership. We'll give you $30. So you pay only $55 as the membership. You still stick with the premium member. Okay. Next year you will try. That's what Costco will say.
Okay.
Are you able to understand this scenario?
Yeah.
Okay. So we go here, and you pass the membership, and you pass the 2% cashback value. You go and do the functions here, and you return something. If the return is more than 55, you are good. Okay. If it is more than 55, see here. If it is 55 or more, at least if you make 55, you are good. Costco will not do any favor for you. Dude, you got 55, man. You already paid only 55 for the membership, which is a basic membership. What can we do? They will say, right?
Hmm.
And then you're thinking that if this was the case, like, if only 25 you got, you'll have your logic. Like if the returned value is less than 55, then you do the difference. Or if it is greater than 55, you are good. I'm not. If I'm good, I'm okay. If it is greater than 55 got, I'm good. If not, add the difference from 55. Like if I'm greater than 55, do nothing. If I got 25, the difference from 55 will be $30. You give it back, right? You understand the logic here?
Yeah.
Salman, were you able to follow me?
Yes.
So how will you do that? You're not going to print or anything. You're not make any decision here. You want to print the value here, right?
Hmm.
But you need to get the value back in order to do all this logic here outside. Here you are only providing membership value and you are providing what is the 2% value you got for this guy. And that will do all the manipulations here. Like, it will go and see, like, the membership, I got this membership, how much he made the 2%, they'll save it in the database, right? Every time, given any point of time, you can get the value, how much 2% he got it. And then they are going to give it back to you. Then you do the logic here based on the return value. You cannot, I mean, it's not necessary that you have to do it here. You can even do it here based on the return value. You are going to make some decision. Either you give it back or you don't give it back, right?
Yeah.
Were you able to follow me? Does it make sense?
Yes. Yes.
So that is why we need this return value. Okay. Like for example, I'm returning the integer now. So if you see here, if you execute here, it is going to show you an error message saying that the signature doesn't match or whatever. Okay. So let's go to the data manipulation. Okay. So what I'm saying is now it has the return type as integer. Okay. So you're passing 5 and 10. And then you are getting the value back. Value 3 equal to, you're passing two values 5 and 10, and it's adding it, and then it's returning the value C to the integer, and then it is going to be saved in value 3. Now you can print the value here, system.debug, printing outside. You're printing the value 3. Okay. You see here, printing outside. It's printing it outside. It's not inside the method.
Okay.
So all it does is it gets two values, it manipulates, it does the functions, it does everything, the logic, and then it's returning the value. When you return the value, you need to have the return type. So the data type is more important. When you're transferring to the integer, you have to collect it as an integer. That is why I'm collecting the value back as an integer. And then I'm printing this value, whatever I collected. Does it make sense? What is return type? How does it work?
Yeah.
So today we learned a lot. What is class? What is object? How can you create an object? How can you create a method? How can you pass an argument? How can you print it outside? How can you print it inside? What is system.debug? And if you see here, this is just a string. When you want to add something to the string, you have to use plus symbol. This is called the concatenation. Adding to the string is like, you can use the concatenation. If it's an integer, it's a regular integer, regular sum. This is the operator, like 1 plus 2, 3 plus 5, something like that. But this is not, this plus is here considered as string and the integer value. So which means that you are marking it, this every string will be in the inside quotes, single quotes in Salesforce. If it is if it is inside the quotes, which means that it is a string. Okay.
Okay.
And then you are printing the value. and then you know how to call the another method. We'll be talking in next class when we have like more objects. We have only one object here, more objects. Was it all useful? Does it all making sense to you guys?
Yes.
Yes, it did. It's kind of complex. We need to like prepare for it and all these things, but right now I'm getting it.
Yes, that's why I'm just saying that every day you spend like 10-15 minutes and then go through the things that I'm going through. I will share the videos for the development. Admin, you don't need all those videos. It's at least like it's all the configuration. For the development you need, and then you need to practice. That is why you will get it. I'm trying my best to explain you guys in very simple manner and then connecting the dots in the real-time scenarios. And also, I just don't want to say like integer A and B. I don't teach that way. I teach it in the real-time scenarios. Now, when you're working, if you got a job in Expedia, you'll be talking about a new booking, deleting the old booking and all that. If you get a job in the finance, they create a new new account if they want to create. It's exactly the same thing, like new booking. You can remember me teaching like, okay, you need to create a method and then pass the arguments and then save it in the database. The logic is all the same. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So we'll be talking more towards the objects. Like how can you manipulate the objects? These are all the basic data types. Like as I said, primitive data types, integer, double. You can pass like integer, double, whatever you want. Even in the string, you can whatever you want to do, you can pass it. So we'll be progressing a little deeper. Okay. I'll share these videos to you guys. Thanks. We'll meet.
Karthik, I have a question.
Yeah.
From the previous class, can you open the text window?
Open what?
This text window, like the where you are typing.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. Near the address string.
Mm-hmm.
As you said, a string means what we call data type of name and all, right? Variable.
Right.
So in address, even we have numbers in it, right? Like 130 dash and 130.
Yeah. You can have the numbers in the string. You can have, but you
Okay.
cannot have the words in the number. But you can have the numbers in the string. String means like 130 main state. You can have it as a string. That's your address.
Okay. Yeah, that's it.
Does it make sense?
Yeah, got it.
Okay, cool. All right, I'll share these videos and then we'll touch base in the next class. Thanks, guys. Bye.
All right, thanks. I think
Yeah, you can call me a cell phone, Salman, or you want to stay here?
no, I will call you on your phone. That's fine.
Okay, cool. Yeah, thanks. Bye.